guess what? I'm making homemade rolls. And guess what? I want you to come along with me. I'll see you in a minute. Bye. Hello, promised you dinner rolls. Okay, I got this recipe from someone on the internet. It's not my recipe, but they always turned out so good. These are just regular dinner rolls you can eat with anything. We're having spaghetti today, and I just wanted dinner rolls, so I'm fixing them with the spaghetti. The first thing you need to do, and I'll have all the recipe in the description below, okay? But I'm still gonna go over it with you. The first thing we need to do is get a cup of milk, 1 cup of milk, and 1/3 cup of butter. And you'll put it on the stove, or you can put it in the microwave, and you let it melt, and you let it come to temperature. Now, you're gonna want it warm, but you don't want it so warm that it's going to kill your yeast, okay? Because it does that, guys. If it gets too, okay, the thing about bread, the yeast is the whole secret. If your yeast is too old, it's not going to rise. Your yeast is not, if your water, sometimes you call for warm water. Your water's too warm, your water's too cold, it's not going to rise. It's got to be almost perfect. And let me see, now this is close to perfect right here. This is close to it. This is close to it, guys. So I let it cool, and like I said, it's not going to be hot, it's not going to be cold, but it's going to be lukewarm. Not room temperature warm, just a little warm, like warm water warm, okay? So we're going to put this in the bowl, and we have to have Ellen May for this, okay? Now you can do it by hand, and I've done it by hand. I know I said that a lot, but it's so hard by hand. It's a lot to it. But and also you can do a hand mixer. You can use a hand mixer, but if you have this, that'd be great. Guys, just because I have this don't mean we always have to use her, okay? I just have it, and I've done it before without it, and it just seems so much faster, okay? And the product seems to do a little bit better. Okay, and then I have 1 rapid rising yeast, okay? And I use rapid because it doesn't take that long to proof, okay? Now you're going to let this sit for, I'll say 5 minutes. Let your yeast sit for 5 minutes. Now, and what you're going to see is bubbles in your yeast. And if it's not bubbling, and then I'm going to set it over here where it's kind of warm. If it's not bubbling, then you know this yeast is not working. So always check the date on your yeast, okay, y'all? While that's sitting over there, let's go over the other ingredients. So you're going to need 4 cups of flour, and of course the yeast, and then a 1/3 cup of sugar, which I already added into my flour. I hope y'all can see this. I already added into my flour mixture. And then you're going to need a teaspoon of salt, which I've already added. And then you're going to need 3 eggs. And they say egg yolks, but I use the whole 3 eggs, okay? Now, if I was using the yolks for something else, then I would just do, egg whites for something else, and I would just use the yolks, but I didn't want to waste any of it. So, and we'll put that in just a few minutes, so that doesn't go in yet, all right? And I have extra flour here in case I need it once we get this out and we need it a little bit, okay? We'll go with that in just a second. All right, let's see. And go ahead. This is it. These are 3 or 4 different steps. So what I do once I get my bread ready, the first step, I put it into an oven. Don't turn it on, of course, but turn on your light. And put the light on the oven if you have one. Or if you even have a microwave, don't turn that on, of course, and put it in the microwave. But my bowl there is going to be too big for the microwave. But I have done that before. But I just put it in the oven, turn the light on, it keeps it warm enough. Okay? Alrighty. So, I hope I'm not confusing y'all. Alright, let's check this out. Okay, guys, right now it is not doing any bubbling, no blood bubbling situation. See that? If y'all can, it needs to be bubbling, and it's not yet, so it's not ready. I hope that mine didn't get too cold, and that happened, so I'm hoping mine didn't. So we'll see. Okay, and let me see what else I can do on. We're taking a little bit of time. Like I said, once this gets done, and guys, I used to use like a glass pan, and I roll up and it makes about 12 really good sized rolls. And I would put in a glass pan. But I found that they just don't rise as good that way. So what I've been using is my muffin pans. And I'm gonna oil the muffin, you can use olive oil, you can use butter, whatever, just oil them really good. So when the rolls come out, they turn them over and they just come on out. These are the best, fluffiest rolls, guys. I tell you, I have friends that I take them to work, and they love them. So, and I'll probably be taking some come tomorrow, because I don't, over here, I'm basically me. My son might eat one, my husband might eat one. Gary might eat one, little Gary might eat one, but other than that, and I might eat 3 of them, who knows? Okay, hold on, just check this again. Okay, now it's bubbling a little bit. Okay, it's bubbling a little bit. Another thing, you guys, let me tell you. Hold on just a second. You can smell the yeast also when it's working. You can smell it, okay? And you know your yeast is good if you can smell it. All right. Okay, so why don't we just get started with this thing? All right, we're going to go ahead and add our flour mixture, of course, with our eggs. And this is going to be 4 cups of flour. It's a lot. This is going to be pretty good size rolls. 4 cups of flour. And then we're going to add our 3 beaten eggs. We've already had our butter and our milk. And we've already had the salt and the sugar. So we're good to go. And guys, we're going to need this one right here, this dough hook. This is a problem. And if you have another one, that might work, but this is one I always use. And like I said, guys, if you need to use this, go ahead if this is all you have. Or even if you want to use your hands, people do that. People still use their, and I have before I got Ellie Mae. And I'm not bragging because I have her, I promise y'all. I got her by a miracle. That's all I'm going to say. That's the only way I got her. Because these things are not cheap. They're expensive. And that's why I'm trying to hang on to her and treat her good as I can. Okay, let me get a drink over here. All right. Okay, so let's get started, and we're going to let this beat for about on medium. Let's see, how long do we let this go? Let's see, how long did they say? About 5 to 7 minutes. We're going to start on medium, and then we can go to medium high. So we'll start on medium. Well, y'all, I'm not doing anything. I don't know where my plug is. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hey, you're talking to Very Best Kitchen over here. And she is not so very best. I didn't have her ready. Okay. No big deal, y'all. Okay. Now we got it going on. Okay. Let's go to medium. Let's go to medium for about 3 minutes, and then we'll bump it up to medium high. Okay? And I will be back with y'all in just a minute, and I'll show you what it should look like. Be right back. Hey guys, I want y'all to see this. If you can. That's what it's looking like. Okay? And it's supposed to pull away from the bowl. And that's when you know it's ready. Alright, y'all? let's get over here and see what's going on, okay? Hope you're not getting dizzy on me. All right. Okay. Looks like it's almost ready. Now, it's going to be tacky. Okay, now I went ahead and put some flour down on my surface here because it will be a little tacky, all right? And it's supposed to be, so it's not a big deal. Now, and have your bowl ready, and preferably a glass bowl if you could, and you're going to put a little olive oil down on your bowl, okay? A little bit of olive oil. I'm trying to find a lint-free towel. I have one. She's a mess, but I do have one. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that in just a minute. Okay. Let's go ahead. I think it should be about ready. Like I said, it's going to be tacky. And it should have stuck a little bit more than what it just did, but that's okay. It's okay. We'll get it out of here and we'll flour it up. And use this thing right here if you have one. If you don't, use whatever you guys have. Let's see, let's try and get this out of the bowl. But I can tell right now the way this looks that it's going to turn out, okay? Because of the tackiness, that it's going to work, all right? Let's get it all out. I don't know if anybody's interested in making bread, but gosh, guys, I have made cinnamon roll out of this same recipe. You don't have to make rolls. I've made cinnamon rolls. I've made 2 loaves of bread out of this. I've made cinnamon bread, a cinnamon loaf. So it doesn't have to be just, and you can also make a Italian bread out of it. Jalapeno bread. It's whatever you guys want to do, okay? I'm just doing what I wanted to do today. Oh, and you can also make knot bread out of this. Italian knot bread. So many different ways. Okay, I'm going to use my hands here and get a little bit of this out. Okay. Let me wash my hands off just for a second. Okay. Hopefully this video will be out on Wednesday, hopefully. Alrighty, let's get started. Okay, and like I said, let's get a little bit of flour action going on the top as well. Not much. We're not going to need much. Make sure my hands are dry. And we'll just work it. Oh yeah, I can already tell y'all that this is going to be good. Because you can tell just by the texture of it. Alright? Can you see this, guys? Okay. You need a little bit more flour. Put you some more flour on the surface, okay? So I'm going to need a little bit more. Okay. And guys, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am not an expert on making bread. I'm just not. But when I find something that I know that's going to work, then I usually try to stick with the same recipe. And this one seems to always work for me. Okay, so what we're going to do is get this in the bowl. And you're going to, like I said, make sure you got, even if you don't have olive oil, any kind of oil will work. But make sure it's oiled on both sides because you don't want it to form a crust. Okay, so make sure it's on both sides, oiled really good. And then preferably a lint-free towel. If you don't have a lint-free towel, don't worry about it. But if you do, that's what we need. Or you can even use saran wrap, but I don't, but you can. A lot of people use saran wrap, but like I said, I'm just using my lint-free towel here. And then I'm going to pop this in my oven with the oven off, with the light on to keep it warm for, I'll say 45 minutes. I'm going to set my timer, and we'll come back and we'll go to this has got like 3 or 4 steps. Okay, and we'll come back for the next step, friends. Be right back. Hey, friends and family, guess what? This bread, this dough worked out perfectly, y'all. Now, this is what, if you know it's right, you'll mash it down And it just, see, that's what you call almost perfect. Almost perfect, y'all. Okay, we'll get it out. Now, it's warm because I put it in that oven just with the light on. Okay. Alrighty. Then let me get a little extra flour. Not much. We don't need much. A little extra flour. So we're not going to need much of that. And we're not even going to need a rolling pin or anything like that. We're going to just flatten it out, okay? Less flour in your hands like this, okay? Flatten it out. And then if you don't have one of those, as a matter of fact, I don't know what I do with mine, the bread slicer. Hold on a second. I got mine right here, but if you don't have one, you can use any kind of knife, okay? Alrighty? And we're supposed to like slice these into, oh wow, I think she said 6s. And if hey guys, it's not perfect. I'm not coming over and measuring it. No worries. Alright, y'all? No worries. It's still a little tacky. And that's okay. That's okay. Uh-oh. The air blew on. Okay. We're just going to cut it. And like I said, do the best way you can do it. They're going to work out good because I can tell how the dough came out. And that's all that matters. If it's not perfect, don't worry about it. Okay. Hopefully you grease your little pans here, okay? Make sure you grease them or butter them. And if you don't have these pans here, just go ahead and use your glass pans. Okay. I'm just going to take one about this size. And I'm just going to like roll it into a ball about like this, just about right there, and I'm going to put it in the pan there. Okay, it's so simple, y'all, so simple, very simple, and they turn out so beautiful. When the dough's like this soft, and it, you know, when you get it out and you can mash it down the way I did, then you know it's going to be perfect. You know it is. Okay? Some may be different sizes, and that's okay. And some people kind of tuck it in like a little purse type thing, kind of tuck it in. You can do that. You know, anyway, guys, any way y'all want to do it, all right? It's fine by me. Like I said, I won't be coming over measuring it. Okay? It's about like that, each one of them. And like I said, some of them may be different sizes, and that's okay. It's not a big deal if they are. And if we have leftover dough, then what you can do with that, if you do have some leftover dough, which sometimes I do, I freeze mine for another time. And then when I want to make a quick roll, or even if I have enough, even a loaf of bread, I'll just get it out of the freezer and I'll let it come to room temperature, and it's just as good. So you can freeze this as well. All right, y'all? You can freeze it as well. Now, like I said, I've got different sizes going on over here, but I don't think anybody's going to come over and measure mine either. But if you do, you're welcome. You're welcome to come over. And I'll even offer you a glass of tea. Sweet tea. Hey, I got friends out there that don't drink sweet tea. That's okay. I still love you, whether you drink sweet tea or not. Yeah, I got a little bit of mess going on, and that's okay, y'all. You know what? At the end of the day, they're going to turn out beautifully, so I don't even care what kind of mess it is. They're going to turn out beautifully. And I'm not a perfectionist, as I think you all have found out. A little bit of time you've spent with me, I think you've all found that out. Yeah, I'm going to have a little extra. Now this one's, and if they're a little bit big, just pinch them off and re-roll, okay? If a little bit small, like this one to me is a little bit small, so I'm going to add 2, and I'm going to re-roll, okay? Okay. I've got enough for one more, I think. Like I said, I'll take this, and I'll freeze these, what I've got left over, and when I want some extra rolls really fast, let me add a little bit extra to this, then I don't have to make any, I'll just pop them in the, let them thaw out, let them thaw out room temperature, and I'll pop them into the oven. Okay, now here we got another step. It look about like this, y'all. Okay, like that. All right, and then we're going to pop them back in the oven. This time I'll say 35-40 minutes. And again, we're going to do the same exact thing. We'll cover them with a lint-free towel. Or if you want to use this rim or however you want to do it, pop them back in the oven, 40-45 minutes. Come back with our last step. I'll be right back. Guys, I am back. Oh my word, y'all, look at these. Look, I don't want to touch them too much. I don't want to deflate them. But this is what they're supposed to look like, y'all. Okay? This is what they're supposed to look like. These have turned out close to perfect. I'm not bragging, y'all know I don't, but these have turned out, hey, I'm even shocked, okay? I'm even shocked. So, here is our last step. First of all, preheat your oven to 350. Don't put them on the very top rack, but the second rack, because you're wanting to get these golden brown, okay? You don't want them burnt, but you want them golden brown. Okay, now, this is just my preference, as always. I melt some butter, and then I have some honey. And I'm going to put honey in my butter. You don't have to have this step. The butter, yes, would be a good step, but you do not have to have the honey. And I guess you could do it without the butter situation going on. But, and I'm almost out of honey too. Okay. But, and maybe a couple of tablespoons. And that's it. It's not a lot, but enough to make it, just a little bit sweet on the top. Stir that on in. And you're going to gently brush these. Gently brush them. Because like I said, you do not want to deflate your rolls. You work way too hard for that. Alright? And like I said, we'll pop these in the oven. I didn't tell you how long yet. We're going to pop these in the oven 20 to 25 minutes. I would start with 20 minutes. Because you don't want to burn them. But you do want them golden brown. And guys, when you get them out, if you want to, I put butter on them again on the top. Okay, that's it. We'll set your oven to 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. And this is our last step, y'all. And I will come back with this amazing product because I know it's going to be over the top. See you in just a minute. Oh my word. Look, y'all, they're hot, so I can't really touch them. But look, y'all. Golden brown. Golden, maybe I can touch this one, let y'all look over here. Hot. Don't want to get burnt. Golden brown, y'all. Oh my gosh. And this house smells just like winter. I know it's spring/summer, but I am going to try one of these. Hold on. It might have been because of the honey, I don't know. I hope I buttered them enough on the below. Okay, here it comes. Oh my word. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it stuck a little bit, but that's okay. Look, y'all. Look. I should have buttered it a little extra, but that's all right. I'm not even going to worry about it. It came right out. All right, let me open this up. Oh, one more step. Let's re-butter them. Okay. You don't have to have this step, guys. This is just me. You do not have to have this extra step. Okay? I'm going to put a little bit of this inside. Hey, go all the way or go home. You know what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, y'all look. Look. Look at that. That's the way it's supposed to look. my word. Let's try one. Try a bite. Look how that falls apart. Oh gosh. You know what? I say this all the time, but it's true. You can't buy this kind of stuff at the store. You can't. You just cannot buy this at the store, y'all. Look. It just falls apart. My gosh. And I think the honey kind of threw it over the top. That's me. But my word, they turned out perfect. I knew they would because I could tell how now I've made it before where the dough doesn't work as good, and I knew the way the dough came out and I flattened it down that it was on its way. And plus I could tell when I was getting it out of the mixer. So there we go. Another hit, y'all. If you want to try this, I know it's time consuming. All in all, it takes a good 3 hours. It really does, because you have to, your prepping time, and then your 45 minutes, and then your 45 minutes, and so it takes a good 2.5, 3 hours. But I'll tell you one thing, it's worth it. It's worth it, like, Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving for sure. Even when you're bringing family over for roast on a Sunday. Who wants to go out and buy these more hard rolls when you can make these? And you can make them a night ahead as well. Just like I said, go ahead and get everything ready. Pop them in your freezer. Bring them back out, room temperature. Put them in the oven, and you've got it going on, okay? All right, guys, I guess this is it for this video. I love you guys. God bless you, Godspeed. I always enjoy being with y'all, always. And I hope you feel the same. See you on the next video. Bye.